Alright, this is the Shiny tutorial. I'm just going to show you how to start, give you a good overview of Shiny, what it can do, what its primary functions, how easy it is to use, probably, hopefully. So, start it. You should run this code if you haven't installed Shiny already. It'll install it, and then we'll read it in with the library, Shiny, and then run. I'm using the RStudio IDE. You should be familiar with this. If not, get familiar with it. It's very good. When you write Shiny, you'll get these small snippets of code. You're looking for the snippet that's called Shiny app, and then you basically get all you need for a Shiny app. So a Shiny app is built in two, it's like two functions pretty much, or two segments. You have the UI segment, which don't really change, and then you have the server, which, makes, tells Shiny what to do with whatever UI elements you have. So there's a bunch of functions you can put in here. UI can be pretty much anything. It can be just plain text, like this, and then when you run the Shiny app function here at the bottom, UI will run. Okay, what is the UI? Oh, it's just hello, and the server function is empty, so I probably won't do anything. Let's see what it does. So I run it. All right, so it took the UI. It said welcome, or sorry, it said hello, and that's it. Great. But we're interested in a bit more than that. So we'll take fluid page again. So Shiny is really just about using your R knowledge, but making it in a visually pleasing manner. So there's a lot of built-in styling to all the UI elements that you're going to use. We are just going to be looking at the empty cars basic dataset that's always used in every tutorial of R, right? So what's our data? Let's just take empty cars, built-in dataset. All right, I can't run it now because it's still listening on here. It's still running the server, well, not the server, but the app, right? So we just say stop here and then show me. Fine. So we have all the car. What's it called? Like car. Like models, I guess. Yeah, car models. And we have some data about them, and we want to know what's best and good. We're gonna make some plots. Very basic. So, we might want to choose some columns maybe. So let's say we want to select some columns. So we'll take our first input, and this is a built-in Shiny function that will create an input. So what we want is we're going to give it an ID. So this is column 1 ID, we'll say, label. Then we're going to give it some text. We'll say this is column X. Sure, actually, yeah, we'll have the X column and call X, right? Column X. No, X-axis, right? We'll say X-axis. X-axis. So we'll just say X-axis. Why not? X-axis. And then what are my choices? Well, choices. So this is going to be a drop-down menu. So what do we want? Well, actually, we just want the names. So if you see here, these are the names of the data we have. So we'll just say we want the names of this. Great. So empty cars. And so if you see, if I run this now, so I'll have a drop-down menu with these names. And I think that's good enough for now. What we want to do then is also have the y-axis, right? So, so we still want the names, but now we want a new ID and a new label, y-axis. So let's just see what happens here. We'll source it, whatever, run it, and if you want to see right here, look at this. Now we can choose all these names, and that's how easy it is. But I mean, it's not really telling us anything. We can use it for anything, and so let's try again. We'll put that away. For now, I'll press here and I'll say escape. Don't want you to keep listening for this IP. I want to do some more work. So first of all, we want to get a plot out from this, right? So let's just plot output the plot. I mean, I wouldn't really use this one if I were you, but we're going to just say the plot right now. Then we'd say, all right, so we want the server to take all the information we have in the UI and show it to the user or do something with it, right? So we have this output, and this is pretty much every server function will have the input, output, and the session information. So the inputs, they come from, the inputs are what we call the input ID here, the select input, and it just puts all the inputs into a list. And then we can say, like this. I say, now I want input x-axis, right? And then it'll give me one of the names. Great. Now we're interested in output, so it's the same thing. It puts all the outputs into a list. And we called it the plot, right? So we do that, and now we have another Shiny function called render plot. Great, and I do the curly brackets because I want a lot of code to run in the same instance, which is this expression argument right here. Great. So what do we want? We want to plot what data we want to plot. Now we're gonna have a problem. So x will be empty cars. What I will say here is just input x-axis, right? And y will be empty cars. Input y-axis. Great. And sure, that's good enough for now. Okay, so we probably will hit on, sorry about that, we'll hit on some errors, but whatever, we'll try. So let's just run the whole code, start again, and would you look at that. We now have not a very beautiful site, but we have a plot that's really large, and we have these two. Let's see if it works. So I want miles per gallon on the X side, and I also have how many cylinders these cars have. Oh, would you look at that, it changes. And how about this dispersion maybe? Great. So there's probably a lot of things wrong right now. Or I mean, I wouldn't show this to anyone and be proud of it, but you get the idea. It's this is how easy it is. We have how many lines here? About 20 lines or 21 lines of code, like some blank spaces here and there, whatever. 19 lines, let's say that. And we're running. Oh, sorry, where did I go? Here we go. And we're running, well, a little web page. Now, I mean, it's just a local web page, but we could put this out if we wanted, and I will have some tutorial about that later, perhaps. Who knows? But this is just a very quick overview of how to run Shiny live. And yeah, thank you. That's about it.